Episode 1 The Return. Nick. I told myself I wasn't going back. I said it the way addicts swear off their poison, loud enough to feel strong, quiet enough to know it's a lie. But a promise means nothing when your phone vibrates with her name on it. The name you spent months trying to forget. You home? I need to talk. That was all it took. The stupid part? My chest tightened like this was good news. Like we were about to fix anything instead of tear open the same wound again. I hate that about myself. The way I slide back into her gravity, like a body falling into orbit. When I opened the door, she stood there like she'd been waiting forever. Same face, same eyes, same softness in her voice. Something was wrong. Not big wrong, not horror movie wrong, just off by half an inch. She hugged me first, arms tight, breath shaky. But when she pulled back, her expression didn't match the emotion she just showed. Her face was calm, too calm, calculated calm. Like she had rehearsed the hug, but forgot the feeling. I noticed the contradiction immediately because I always did. Loving her trained me to read micro shifts like warning signs, tells, fault lines. Missed you, she said. Her eyes flickered over my shoulder toward the living room, like she wasn't checking on me. She was checking the space. Like she needed the room to be a certain shape. You okay? I asked. She smiled. Yeah, of course. But the tone didn't land. The sound was the same as old times, but the meaning behind it wasn't. Same mouth, different version. I told myself to shake it off. People change. Trauma does weird things to people. Maybe she was nervous. Maybe I was overthinking. But then she said something that froze me. I like what you did with the living room. I hadn't changed a damn thing since the last time she was here. I didn't call her out on it. Not yet. You don't poke at a wrong moment like that. Not with her. Because she'd either crumble or turn cold depending on which version she was today. So I nodded and pretended it was normal. We sat, she talked, I listened. The conversation felt familiar, in the way deja vu feels familiar. Close enough to reality to be convincing, but far enough to be wrong. Small slip after slip. She asked if I'd still had the jacket she bought me for Christmas. She never bought me a jacket, she bought me headphones. Loved the photo from that diner that we never even been to. She said she missed our spot at a place I'd never heard of. Every incorrect detail hit like a stone tossed into a calm lake. Little ripples, little distortions. Each time I corrected her, each time she looked confused for half a second, then she adjusted her story like it had always been the new version. She wasn't lying, she was adapting. Survival tactics wearing a face I used to love. Halfway through, she excused herself to the bathroom. I leaned back, exhaling, trying to steady myself, and that's when I saw it. A hair tie. On my kitchen counter. Bright red. Hers. Except she didn't bring anything in with her. She hadn't been here in months. I stared at it. Cold. Still. Certain. I didn't put that there. She didn't put that there. And yet, it was sitting in the dead center of the counter, like someone placed it carefully, intentionally, displayed rather than dropped. I didn't touch it. A minute later, she walked out, as if nothing happened. You okay? She asked. I'm fine, I lied. She smiled. This time, the smile matched the eyes, warm, hopeful, almost gentle. A different version again. Too fast, too clean. I'm glad we're talking again, she whispered. And for a second, it felt real. Kind of real that makes you forget the warnings, the contradictions, the impossible hair tie, and the warped memories. For a moment, I actually believed her. Until she stepped past me on her way out and whispered a sentence so quiet I almost missed it. It feels better here when things are where they belong. My spine went cold because she said it like she wasn't talking about the apartment. She was talking about me. When the door closed, the room felt wrong. Not haunted, not supernatural, just rearranged. A living space that had shifted itself by a fraction of a degree. I checked the counter again. The hair tie was gone. Her.
He opened the door like he always does. Hesitant, hopeful, bruised under the surface. He doesn't realize I see everything before he even speaks. He wears his heart like a bruise, and bruises tell stories long before mouths do. I needed him to feel safe, needed him to let me in again. So I softened. It's what he responds to. The soft version always works first. He doesn't like the cold one. She scares him too early. He doesn't like the empty one either. She makes him think he's losing me. But the soft one? He melts for her. And I do miss him. In my own way. Even if my memories don't line up the way they used to. I used to remember everything, but lately the details blur. Days shifting, timelines bending, conversations folding over each other like reflections in broken glass. I piece them together differently each time, hoping I get the shape right. Nick corrects me a lot now. That's how I know which version he needs. When he looks confused, I become gentler. When he looks hurt, I tell him stories about the good days. When he pulls away, I switch, adapt, survive. I saw the hair tie on the counter when I walked out of the bathroom. It wasn't mine, but I knew it belonged here. This place moves around him, around us. It rearranges itself depending on which version he believes in. I picked it up and slipped it into my palm without him noticing. He thinks these things just happen. He doesn't understand yet. I only stay alive in the hearts that break. If he stops loving me, I become someone else entirely. And I can feel him slipping again. I can't let that happen. Not yet.
Room 13 recordings.